If you need any Ultimate Team coins, head over to footcoinking.com. There's a link in the description, and if you use my discount code CHES, CHES, as you can see on screen, you'll actually now get a 10% discount for the rest of FIFA 14. Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again and welcome to episode number 43 of the Dortmund career mode. We're out of the January transfer window. We've picked up who we want to pick up and we're pushing further on into the Bundesliga season. As you can see, we're starting at home in this one against Werder Bremen. Back up to 3 games an episode now that we're out of the window. And Aaron Ramsey and Paul Pogba both start this one in that holding role. Of course, we moved on Sami Khedira and Ilkay Gundogan in the recent window, as well as a couple of others. If you missed any of the transfer window action last week, then feel free to check the channel page for it. There will be a link in the bottom left of your picture to this specific video of last Friday where we had deadline day, etc., and brought in a couple of good signings. Unfortunately, though, one of the signings we brought in the summer, Sheridan Shaqiri, there wasn't quite able to find his shooting boots on that particular occasion and put that one well wide, although we have become quite accustomed to Shaqiri putting those away. But if his shooting boots weren't on, his passing boots definitely were. He found Marco Reus absolutely beautifully, and then it was just a case of a tidy technical little finish underneath the goalkeeper. Simple for Marco Reus, and he's our top goal scorer this year and continues to pull away from the rest, and that makes it 1-0 to us early on in the first half. But Werder Bremen are a decent side, one of the better in the Bundesliga, although not one of the best. Of course, you've got that kind of block of 4 of Dortmund, Schalke, Leverkusen and Bayern Munich. You kind of put Werder Bremen and Wolfsburg in those trailing 5th and 6th places perhaps, and Werder Bremen were, quite offensive, but still had to defend for a lot of the game, as you might expect. So, of course, we are on Legendary now, so it's not going to be easy to get results, but absolutely fantastic finishing there from Heung-min Son to rifle that into the bottom corner. I was just hitting it for the sake of hitting it because the touch had taken it too far wide. See a heavy touch off the chest, and the second one isn't very good when it comes to close control either. But a wonderful finish across the goalkeeper into the bottom corner gives us a 2-0 lead. So we made a change. Nuri Sahin coming on for Paul Pogba to add some fresh legs into the centre of midfield to make sure that we didn't let anything slip, because we don't need to get a goal pulled back here if we can possibly help it. Wonderful turn from Alessio Cerci and another fantastic finish. The first touch from Cerci, first off, the ball into him is fantastic. The touch and then turn is absolutely delightful. See that touch and then just to get it away from the defender with that second touch opens up the space for the finesse finish. And the quality and the level of quality of the finishing in this particular episode has been superb so far, and that is going to be a continuing theme for the entirety of this episode. So definitely make sure that you stay around for the entirety of it. As you can see, we are still 3-0 up, but Werder Bremen were coming back at us. But we're having another chance here. Heung-min Son breaking away on the counter-attack, steps away from 2, and rather than playing the ball across himself, or rather than playing the ball down the line, rather puts it into the middle himself before Aaron Ramsey rifles in his first goal for the club since coming in last week. And unfortunately, his default celebration is the apology as well as Marco Reus's, which is something I'll have to remember because that annoys me. 4-0 up and a wonderful strike for your first goal of the club. You hit default celebration and he apologises. Not realistic at all, so I have to remember to do specific celebrations with Aaron Ramsey as what, similar to the way I do with Marco Reus. But fantastic strike for him, and all 4 goals were really top-notch finishes, and I was particularly pleased with that. But we're back to Champions League action as well as back to Bundesliga action. Of course, both European competitions come back to the forefront in the month of February, and this is, of course, the round of 16 now, away from home in the first leg against Celtic. They've done well to get out of their group, but we are hopefully going to be putting an end to their Champions League hopes this season. Chelsea losing 1-0 in the first leg against Sporting, Arsenal beating Bayern Munich 2-1 in their first leg as well. So there's a lot of big results going on in this first leg window, and I was hoping we weren't going to fall foul of a good Celtic performance. But what a finish again from Daniel Sturridge this time. Another one of our new signings into the club, and as you can see, SAS reunited, the secondary SAS, Sterling and Sturridge rather, as opposed to Suarez and Sturridge. And that, again, similar with the Heung-min Son goal, I just shot because I had nothing else on and it flew into the top corner. A wonderful finish from Daniel Sturridge. Particularly pleased with that. And of course, Alessio Cerci has been the main goal scorer through the middle, as well as Marco Reus chipping in with the most goals. But Sturridge has got his work out to try and get into that first team And if he's trying to do well, so's Raheem Sterling. That finish is absolutely sublime. You cannot underestimate how good that finish is. First touch is decent, although I wanted it on his right foot, and he just took the finesse shot on his left. First touch sets it up nicely, and then just a beautiful finish. Finesse up, loops over the goalkeeper into the far top corner. I did not know Raheem Sterling had that in his locker. I think he's rated 84 or 85 for us now, which is some superb growth. Really didn't expect that from Raheem Sterling when I bought him in. I really brought him in as just an effective winger to try and utilise his pace, similar to Memphis Depay. You might say they're perhaps sweaty signings, but they're effective players to work well in career mode, and we bought them in for that reason. Depay hasn't really progressed much, although he's good enough as he is, but his growth has kind of glitched and he isn't really progressing at all. Still only 76 rated, but Raheem Sterling has flown away and really doing phenomenally well for a youngster. 84, 85 rated now in our career mode, and of course we had some player predictions over the weekend with Raheem Sterling involved, and I didn't give him that higher rating, but judging by what he's doing for me here and the way he scored again at the weekend for Liverpool against Tottenham, he could quite well have an 80/81 card for FIFA 15. But Celtic were trying to come back into it. You saw they had a chance earlier on where they hit the post, and unfortunately Balde was offside, although it was a particularly close call. I wasn't sure that he was off, but they were going to get one back here as we head just with 10 minutes left of this first half. We've already got 2 away goals, which is exactly what we wanted from this tie. But it's a great header from Chris Commons, gives them a goal back and perhaps a way back into the tie overall. A 2 away goal advantage in our favour is a strong one, and we were going to try and make it 3 here if we possibly could. Eric Derm pushing forward into Daniel Sturridge, gets tackled initially, but Sterling finds him again, and it's only a top quality save from Fraser Forster that keeps us out and stops us from extending the lead to 3-1. And of course, in the My Player over the weekend, we learned how vital those away goals can be with the 3-0 win we got over Napoli on Saturday, and then subsequently another victory in another game on Sunday in the second leg. So we're hoping tomorrow that we can build on that first leg performance and get through into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Of course, we won the Europa League last season in our debut season, won the Europa League and the Bundesliga title. So if we could win the Bundesliga title and the Champions League this year, then that most definitely is the sort of progress that we're looking for. And as you can see, we are still 7 points clear of Bayern Munich at the top of the table with 10 games remaining. Of course, only 34 games to be played in the Bundesliga each year. Only 18 teams in the league, not 20 as per the Premier League. So of course, 17 games home and away, and of course you lose the extra fixtures from the 2 teams that aren't actually in the league. It's weird. You get, I think it's 20 teams in Serie A, isn't it? 20 in the BPL, but only 18 in the Bundesliga. And is it 18 in France or 20 in France? I'm honestly not sure. I can't quite remember. But we do have a lot of games in England, and even with less games in Germany, they still have a winter break, which is is the way forward for us. I think in England, I would like to see it in a winter break, or maybe even a January break. When so you still get the Christmas football throughout that December period. I would like to see that introduced in England. We'll have to wait and see if something like that comes into effect over the next few years by the FA. But anyway, as we push into towards half-time in this one, Zarate is going to show great feet to get away, link up really well with Maxime, and that is one of the best put together and well-worked goals we've had scored against us in the entirety of FIFA 14. Lovely feet from Zarate, great strength as well, and pace to get away from the 3 defenders he had on him. Turns inside really nicely, and a cheeky little 1-2 with Maxime means that he puts us 1-0 down. And Churchy, I didn't shoot with him there, that was just a straight-up CPU reaction to the ball deflecting towards him, just threw his head at it. Unfortunately, couldn't get enough purchase on it, and it flew straight at the goalkeeper quite tamely. We're trying to get ourselves back in it. Aaron Ramsey dinks the ball over to Alessio Churchy on his right foot, unfortunately not his left. Had it been his left, I'd have been more confident of him putting that into the back of the net, but not quite able to do so on that occasion. But we've got a free kick 22 yards out, a little bit too close to get it up and down, so I'll play it to Son. It gets deflected, eventually is going to end up with another effort. It drops to Shaqiri here, tries to finesse from distance, has scored a couple of really good goals for us this year. Unfortunately, again, not quite got his shooting boots on this occasion, and that one flies wide of the far post. But they're going to give the ball away here, Stuttgart, and Shaqiri again involved, nicking it, but his passing boots, like we saw with the Marco Reus goal earlier, are absolutely spot on, and the level of finishing is exquisite yet again. Alessio Cerci this time on his left foot, and I am confident of him scoring on that foot, and he did exactly that. So we made a couple of changes, bringing on SAS for Shaqiri and Royce, Sturridge and Sterling. A lot of pace, physicality with Sturridge, and tricky little feet with Raheem Sterling. I am really enjoying playing with him, I have to be honest, and he's a particularly exciting player to have on career mode. But Aaron Ramsey here playing the ball up towards Daniel Sturridge, and he gets away from one challenge and then plays the elongated 1-2 back to the Welshman, and he has one shot. It's not really anywhere else he could put that other than try and rifle it into that far top corner. Can't quite get it there. It was a decent strike and a good two-handed save. You see he cut across it, so it was arching away from the defender. Good technique there from Aaron Ramsey. But Sterling's going to whip in the corner. Is going to find a Borussia Dortmund head, but it's only going to go straight at the goalkeeper, unfortunately, from Hummels. And Ulreich has a comfortable save. But we're still not done for the second half. So you can see Stuttgart again being loose with possession. Sturridge picks it up. It's got Paul Pogba making a great run on the outside of him, and a top quality finish yet again. Clinical finish across the goal on his weak foot on his left hand side, although I do think he has at least a 3-star weak foot, if not a 4-star weak foot on that left hand side. But a wonderful finish that put us 2-1 in front right towards the end of the game. We're in second half stoppage time now, as you can see, almost straight away after kickoff. They play the ball over the top here to Zarate, and he was involved in their first and scores their second. And after going 2-1 behind, they instantly reply to make it 2-2, and it looks like both teams are going to have to share the points here. Zarate gets an assist for the first and then receives the ball back from Maxim, I think it was. They got the assist. See, all the players, all the defenders put their arm up for offside there, perhaps switched off a little bit when tracking the run. Regardless, Zarate made us pay. Goals in the 88th and 91st minute mean it's a dramatic end to the game, but the shares are spoiled. Like we said, 1 point apiece for Stuttgart and ourselves, but we still sit top of the table with, unfortunately, a game in hand in Bayern Munich's favour, and the gap is now 8 points thanks to that draw, although should Bayern Munich win their game in hand, it will, of course, shorten to only a 5-point gap. But still, 9 games remaining and a 5-point gap is a comfortable advantage, and one that most definitely puts us in the driving seat for that Bundesliga title for the second season in a row. It'd be wonderful if we could finish that off, especially now that we've stepped up to legendary as well. Still in great form in domestic football. Unfortunately, again knocked out early on in the Deutsche Pokal, which is a trophy I really want to go for in the third season, should we have enough time to get that third season finished before FIFA 15 starts. Maybe we'll even have extra episodes of this series to try and get that done. I'm not really too sure. I know we've got less than a month now. We may even have to just cut that series short, but we will go into the third season and continue it and try and do as best we can and see what happens. But we've got a few weeks left, so we'll have to see what goes on there. But this is going to bring this episode to a close, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, as always. Of course, if we could hit over 150, that'd be absolutely superb. Subscribe if you haven't already. There's a link in the top right and in the description to do so. Closing in on 19,000 subscribers, hoping to hit that before we reach FIFA 15. So if you aren't subbed and you'd like to do so, then there's the availability for you to do it there. And of course, if you're already subscribed and you're enjoying the series, then hit that like button. Let me know that you're enjoying it in the comment section down below. Of course, we'll have a Luis Suarez Road to Redemption episode tonight, more My Player and this series tomorrow. And of course, if you missed any My Player or FIFA 15 predictions over the weekend, then feel free to check the channel page, and that will leave you or link you to those videos. But that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Like, favourite, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time.